Hello, my beloved souls. Doris Victoria here. Welcome to today's episode. It's so wonderful to connect with you. And it's a powerful full moon day today. And this invited me to share my thoughts on rejection with you because this is such a big theme in the world. And every one of us has been rejected or feeling rejected in one form or another. And I want to explore a little bit about this subject, discuss it a little bit with you, because in the end, we will realize that the biggest rejection that we are afraid of is to reject ourselves. But let me get into this later. First of all, remember a moment in your life where you have been rejected and how did it feel? And then ask yourself, what part of you did you feel the rejection going towards? And now ask yourself, was it a part of you that you were conditioned to play? Was it part of your ego? Was it your ego kind of like that felt rejected? Or was it your real self? So here is what I learned about rejection in my life. We all are loved by an amazing source that knows us by name. That source or God or whatever you want to call it has such a deep love for us that it is knowing our deepest fears. It's knowing all our thoughts. It is knowing our action. It is knowing everything about us, and yet it loves us unconditional. And I believe, for me, very much so, it's kind of like a soup of love that is surrounding us, that is in each flower and every tree, but it's even in the air we breathe. So when we are breathing, we're breathing that love into our body, that light, that source that loves us so fiercely and unconditionally. We're breathing it into our body. And this is actually what is giving us courage and this life force to go on, even though life on earth is the most challenging one because it's a physical life experience. And so we often perceive that the physical world it's kind of hard to attain things, right? It's like harder to attain things. It's so much more easy to imagine things. But then in the physical world, like how do I dream about a house or a soulmate or $1 billion in the bank, whatever you dream about, it's easy to imagine it. But then the hard thing for many of us, or we believe that this is hard, to actually bring it into our physical experience. So coming back to rejection, how does rejection play a role in this? So every single one of us, as I said, many of my clients, many of my friends, including myself, my parents, my sisters, my siblings, all my family, we all suffered rejection in the past. And this rejection oftentimes keeps us from fully living because we are here to fiercely, like Source loves you fiercely, we are here to fiercely being ourselves, being the one that we truly are, sharing our quirkiness with the world, sharing everything that might have been criticized by primary caregivers or teachers or priests or whatever when you were little, but sharing that true you. When we see a baby or a little child, children, they still know how to argue for themselves because they have this inherent worthiness. We are all born inherently worthy of being adored by life and the people around us, but then we wake up and we realize, oh, wait, we're not adored by the people around us. In fact, we are causing them trouble just because we are, or because of the way we are, or because of our traits or our characteristics, or maybe we're too loud, too intense, whatever, And that's when we get conditioned. And that's actually when rejection starts. Because when we are trying to be someone else, so when that happens, when we're being conditioned by the outside world, wait, you have to be quiet instead of loud. Stop talking, stop singing. Even though you're a great singer, if you're always being told stop singing, you stop singing, you stop hiding who you are in order to be loved by those around you. And oftentimes, the love of the primary caregivers is the love that we need to survive. So we are bending and, we're trying to diminish the one that we truly are in order to fit other people's expectations so that we can survive. But this is going to be a pattern in our adult life, and this is going to keep us. It's kind of like a betrayal of showing the world who we truly are. And you still came here as a very beautiful, individual, unique, irreplaceable soul, with traits and characteristics that only you can give to the world. So actually, when we start hiding who we truly are in order to fit the expectations of the outside world, this is when rejection actually starts, because we are rejecting ourselves. So, and here's the thing, when we no longer reject who we truly are, then we won't be afraid of outside world rejections anymore. So when we start to be true to ourselves, when we do the inner work and we start to realize, wait a moment, why do I feel this way? We are always asking, this is what I've done all my childhood. I've always been like, why is it the way it is? What is my role in this? Why does it feel so painful? I have always, and as I told you in one of my earlier videos, I imagined myself on my orange dragon, and my orange dragon on its wings took me way far away from the world, far away, so that I could see myself in bird's perspective. And I was asking myself these questions. I was suffering a lot, but I was still curious enough to figure out, why did I feel the way I felt. And so I want to share with you today that rejection actually starts when you are changing yourself to meet and fulfill the expectations of your surroundings. And there has never been a better time than now, than remembering who you truly are. You still know who you are. Think of when you were a child. Think of your hobbies, of what you loved to do. Think of what you loved to say or loved to do. If you were a singer, if you were, whatever brought you joy, start doing this again. And start approving of yourself now that you're doing this again. Because this is what we all can do in order to heal this fear of rejection from the outside world. We are starting to approve of ourselves. And so we are no longer dependent on the approval of caregivers or the outside world. And by the way, at one point, we're going to be adults. Our parents did their job. We are an adult now. We're independent. We are taking care of ourselves. And so start approving of yourself today. That would be my advice. Love yourself just as much as Source loves you. And whenever you have a quirky thought, or you're finding yourself singing underneath the shower and you're like, oh, I have to shut up because somebody might tell me that they are disturbed by my singing. Just approve of yourself. No, wait a moment. That's okay. I can sing now. I'm here on my own. This person is no longer there. I'm going to sing because I feel like I want to sing. So start approving of yourself and love yourself fiercely, just like that Source loves us. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.